I wrote this about me and Hazel. It's called The Ballad of Hazel O'Neill. I rode into town on a Saturday morn to procure some coffee, some flour, and corn. I tied up my pony at Smith's Mercantile, where an angelic vision did stand me quite still. 'Twas a woman of substance, her physique, I mean. She was broad at the shoulders and nowheres too lean, and light chestnut curls round the shoulders did spill of this stout, ample beauty, Miss Hazel O'Neill. I watched all amazed as she hefted a bag of oats by a poundage that most men would drag. In her wagon she throwed it like pillars of down, and reached for another with nary a frown. I says to myself, this ain't right, not at all. A woman might stumble, might fracture or fall. I stepped in to help her, and if looks could kill, a murderess she'd be, Miss Hazel O'Neill. But I wasn't set back, I was smitten instead. My heart was my pilot instead of my head. I stepped in there bold, and her wagon did fill, and she drove off in silence, Miss Hazel O'Neill. Well, I couldn't shake her. I couldn't erase that figure so sturdy, that delicate face. All curried and dandied, my boots spit and shined. I rode off next Sunday for romance to find. But she weren't for port swings or formal pretense. The key to her heart was a quarter-mile fence. So I stretched wire and set post from the barn to the hill with this beauty beside me, Miss Hazel O'Neill. When the fencing was done and we'd burned up the day, I gathered my voice and proceeded to say, "Excuse me, Miss Hazel, can I come again?" Then I waited her answer to my romance plan. She said, "If you must, about the same time next week." I rode off all heady and flushed at the cheek, and sure enough, Sunday I rode down the hill, spent all day a-branding with Hazel O'Neill. For Sunday and Sunday I worked at her side and thought, this is hard work, this winning a bride. Till one day I did it while dredging her well. I said, "Ma'am, Miss Hazel, I sure think you're swell, and I was just wondering, I mean so to say, perhaps we should team up our horses someday." Her face went all ashen. I saw a tear spill, and then came these dark words from Hazel O'Neill. "There once was another, a drover like you, who came here a-courtin' and swore his heart true. For 5 months I had him, till his drifting heart yearned for the trail and did tear us apart. Now you've been here 4 months, next Sunday starts 5, and soon you'll be a-wantin' for cattle to drive. I would it were different, but I must say no, 'cause wandering cowboys must saddle and go. And wander I have, and wander I will, but I'll never forget her, Miss Hazel O'Neill."